Sorry, y'all. Let me send this to Miko. Okay, there she goes. Cause I'm like, it's getting good. What done happened? Oh, we're getting her back. No worries. No worries. Yeah, everybody wants Miko. They're like, bring back Miko. I thought it
Damn, they kicked us out.
right. They said these hosts chit chatting too much. All this chit chat.
I'm sitting up. I said, damn, that was
I done
quick.
got comfortable.
How,
I was feeling it.
how long was we on? Because that seemed like it was so
I
quick.
don't know. But Instagram be playing. Like, that's why I wish Instagram was like TikTok, because TikTok will let you go like however long.
Damn, I never go on
Me
TikTok. I went on
either. I feel
TikTok
like,
during the pandemic. That's the only time I was on there.
yeah, I'm not really into it, but I like watching the stuff. Let me see what they're saying. I love this. I wish this was like a weekly thing with someone of substance that knows what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah, they're loving us, Miko.
They said y'all can't talk about them. Who's y'all?
Talk about who? The
I
fuck?
don't know. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that. What they mean?
Shit, I don't even know.
Okay.
But I don't forgot where we
Me
was.
too. Oh,
Not the Swifties. Oh, cut it off.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
about that?
Caitlin Nicole.
Yeah. So one thing that I always did, like, and that's why I never got my feelings hurt. My homegirls that I grew up with, still my homegirls. They was my bridesmaids. I ain't had no fucking NFL wives in my bridesmaids. I don't know you bitches. I don't know if y'all gonna be around forever. My friend group, we call each other the NFLs. That's the name of our group chat and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
it stands for niggas for life.
Oh, period. I
Yeah,
like that.
these are my niggas. Those were my bridesmaids. Yes, there was a shit ton of wives there,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all not playing a part in my marriage.
Right.
Like, I don't talk to none of them bitches now to this day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing personal. Like, if I see them, it's, hey, what's up? But keeping in touch, they didn't do
Mm-hmm.
that. So why would I do that?
Right. I'm
No.
weak. They said hell no, they don't. IG said we can't allow this us running our mouth because we talking about the Swifties.
Oh my god. Oh, that is when that shit happened.
Yeah. As soon as we started talking about them, they was like, up.
Bye.
push the
Yeah.
push the
I
button
think
on them
that.
hoes.
Yeah. I think that she fake. I mean, that girl. What's her name? Mahomes' wife.
Brittany
Who's
Mahomes. Yeah. I
so
feel like she a
ugly?
little starstruck, but you know how these people get.
She's so unattractive to me too. I don't know what it is. Something off about her, but I think they match.
Yeah, they look aesthetically, I guess, good together.
I
But
wonder if she.
I personally probably wouldn't kick it with her.
I wonder if she, like, if she just unfriended her, or if, like, because we don't really know what happened, right?
We
What
don't. We
if
don't.
what if Caitlyn said to her, "You can't be friends with both of us," and she
I
said,
think
well, if you try to make me choose, then you make the choice. You just don't be my friend. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
that has happened before. I've had friends, and not like in the football world, but I've had friends that don't like a friend of mine, or if they got some beef, and they'll be like, choose between us. And I'm like, I choose them. I choose the person that's not giving me an ultimatum.
Right.
So we
Right.
don't really know why they don't
I
fuck
think
each other.
what it is, I don't think Brittany realized how big of a issue it was to Kayla, because mind you, she's still following Kayla, and they might, what the hell, that might be a mosquito. I'm sorry. I don't think she realized maybe how bad it hurt Kayla's feelings that she's running around with the new chick, because it's like, it's Taylor Swift. Like, she, like someone in the comments said, she's the Beyonce of white
Yeah,
women. So she a
so
little
she's starstruck,
starstruck. People are pairing them as
thirsty,
a duo. Yeah,
thirsty,
it's thirsty.
and they
And
the same color.
oh, you know how they get. They
Yeah,
stick together. They stick
yeah, ride
together.
or die in this bitch. Oh man,
They stick
I
together.
hope that
So
Kayla's okay though. Like I wouldn't count that. I would totally be like, bye, bitch. Like, she wasn't your friend, and you was in her. Was she in the wedding?
Oh, she was in the wedding. I thought
Bitch,
she was just at the
you
little
gotta look at me
bachelorette
for the
party, but she
rest
was
of
in the
your
wedding.
fucking life through them pictures, ho.
You said
You
what?
gotta see, bitch, you gotta see me for the rest of your life in your wedding photos. Eat it. Eat that shit.
Mm-mm-mm.
Who was Loca Lani?
Oh, she's a cool girl. One of the girls that she's been in like some of my I ain't gonna bring it
Oh,
up, but I know her. I know her.
mm. I thought Travis Kelce liked black
I,
girls. How
I
you
feel
go from
like
how
I
you
feel
go
like
from
this is. Would you say Miko?
how you go from a girl low key built like Megan Thee Stallion to a 12-year-old boy
Don't
body?
you start that before they push this button on us again. Then you'll be like, get them bitches out of here
Get
now.
them hoes out of here.
Pack them black bitches up. They talking too much.
Oh no. But I hope she's all right. I hope she's not taking it any type of way. Like I hope
I
she.
think she's heard about it, and that's the reason Maya Benberry, his ex from like 6 years ago from the
I did
show,
see you
she
posting that.
told me personally in the DM that she spoke up because she felt like Kayla wasn't going to, and she still heard about the situation, so she felt like it was basically her place to speak up
I
when
I never watched that show, Catching
it
Kelsey.
was really good. I
I
enjoyed
feel
it.
like I want to run it back because all the stuff you've been posting, like I just didn't even realize all that shit was going on. I was like, damn.
It's a lot that just go on in the female side of the
Mm-hmm.
WAGs community, as you can see. They be having TV shows, dating shows. Like, Ocho Cinco used to have his dating show. I love all those shows.
Remember that? I do. That's a fine black man right there. I'm
Who?
happy for him, Ocho. I
Oh,
think
yeah, he's
I hope
so
him and
handsome.
his girl work. Me and Ocho, we cool. We know each other.
Right.
We solid. But I think that I mean he's obviously learned from his situation with
Evelyn.
Evelyn and everything, and I don't think we're ever gonna hear the full story of what happened between them.
Yeah.
But I like him for the girl he has now. They seem like they're happy.
Yeah, it does seem like they
Yeah.
they mesh really well, and she has her own stuff going on for herself.
Oh my God! I just realized who was in
Yeah,
here.
I didn't, I don't be trying to say people's name, but I know.
Hi, my baby.
Hi, boo.
Mm-mm. You know
Ocho
I be having
Cinco
girl.
wanted
You know
me.
I be having girl crushes and shit. I love her.
That's our girl. How do you feel like colorism is real in the WAG world, or just when it comes to the girls that are trying to get them an athlete?
Um, when you say colorism, what do you mean by that?
Like, when it comes, like, you ever see my comments? You ever read them on the
Yes.
blog? And how, like being
I used to
black.
be in that one thing, but I got a new phone. I got out,
Yeah.
tell me what you mean when you say colorism. Are you talking about as far as like the women colorism or the men?
The women, and like how the men go about picking their women, and like even the women, like in my comments they're always like, oh, she's just like, she's not even black, or like they challenge women's blackness, and why it seems like a lot of black men are in dating black women in the league. And I feel like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like it's an even amount? I feel like it's
Well,
kind of.
well, I feel like it's highlighted more. More of the stars are dating white women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so it's almost like how you always seeing black crime on TV. You're gonna think no one else is committing crime because they highlight our crime so much that you think that black people commit the most crime when it's truly white people. Like it's just not
Mm-hmm.
close. So I think when we see it in our face so much, we see the stars with the white girls, we think that that's all that's there. But there's lots of men that date black women. But I will say that I think, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of the guys that date the white girls is because a lot of them be ugly. Um, they never got bitches. They never got
Mm-hmm.
pussy when they was growing up, and the white girls
And I
don't
don't
care.
want to throw shade at your homeboy. Like, remember when Terrell, like, it was all over the blogs? He said that. I'm not throwing shade because I think he's
That
a
is my
handsome
nigga. I'm
guy.
gonna have
But
Terrell
I
on the podcast,
believe
and we
what
gonna talk.
he said. You said what, Miko?
I'm gonna have him on my podcast. We're gonna talk about
that's gonna
But
be
yeah,
awesome.
I think that, and that's another thing, another stigma against us Black women is that we're not easy. Like, you can't push us over, you can't disrespect us, you can't talk crazy. A lot of white women, the stigma is that you can,
Mm-hmm.
that you can do anything to them. They're pushovers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, they'll do
yeah.
whatever, and they're compliant. And Black women are angry, and we're, aggressive, and it's almost like we're more difficult to date, when in reality, AO is in here too. Well,
Who?
in reality, Aaron Owens, one of
Oh,
the
okay.
greatest basketball players, and one mixtape, one of the best handles in the world, for real. When he
We'll
was,
come over here to the wild
what up,
side.
AO? But yeah, so it's just what's highlighted. Just like you posted the other day, there was a thick girl who is dating somebody, and everybody was like, finally, a
Oh
wag that's
no.
thick. And I'm like, nah, it's a lot of thick
Hi.
ones out there. It's a lot of thick ones out there. They just not highlighted. They highlight the skinny bitches. They highlight the BBLs.
Right.
They highlight the lean girls. But a lot of niggas like thick women. They are there. They're just not getting put on the pedestal like other women are.
Right.
You know?
Miko, Terrell said it's funny we mentioned him because he's in here and he grabbed his spot.
T.O. Hey, T.O. You coming? I'm coming to LA next week, my nigga. You got to come on my podcast. We gonna talk about this white woman shit that you was
Yeah,
talking about.
because
I want,
that got the Black women going. So
you know,
I'll
they
definitely
riled up,
feature that.
and you know, when we talk, you gonna keep it a buck with me. It's gonna be a real conversation with me. And I'm gonna pull some other shit out of you too. The
Oh,
other people
oh.
didn't pull.
Well, it's going to be featured on the blog. So.
Yes, T.O. is my nigga. When I tell you that's my nigga,
They
that's my nigga.
said not all men got preferences or have a way where they're limited.
Some people, yeah.
What is that?
You're right.
Okay.
Some people just like vibes. It's Black vibes, it's white vibes,
Right.
Asian, Spanish. You like whatever you vibing when you connecting with. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like, you can't always say that. It's what's highlighted. We
Why do
need to
you
know
feel
that.
like Black women are so mad about it though? Because like I'm such a confident Black woman. I don't give a fuck who these niggas
I
is
think it's
talking
because
to.
they want what they see and they can't have it, and so they're pissed off about it. But don't be mad about something that ain't yours. That's not yours.
Facts.
Focus on your king, boo boo. Find your king. If that nigga like white girls and you're not white, why would you even want him? Why would you even care to discuss what he's doing? I've never cared about, like, when I see men that don't date girls like me when I was coming up, I would just be like, okay, boom, not my type.
Next.
Not for me. Yeah, it's so much dick out here, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So much dick out here. So much pussy out
here. And it bothers me, Miko, too, because I think it's because I think a lot of Black women, and I understand why, have a hard time sympathizing with lighter women and their struggles with colorism, because we went through it hard. But I know how to sympathize with lighter women too, because I have lighter women in my family that had to switch schools and because they got beat up because she's considered society beauty and all the dudes at school want to talk to her, and I don't like that. I don't like Black darker women that are bullying like lighter women that are still Black, because they can't help what they look like and you can't help what you look like either.
I mean, my sisters used to beat me up because I was light skinned, and I believe I was much lighter than this when I was growing up. I've been living in Miami 10 years, so I'm darker, but I never even knew I was light skinned until other people told me. I didn't know that mattered until other people told me that it mattered. Like, I didn't know that was supposed to be better. All my life, Tosh, I want to be dark as you. I want your color so motherfucking bad, bitch. You see me, I'll be on the
Somebody
beach.
said nice binoculars y'all got. Fuck you.
Tosh can't put my glasses on. But
you want, I have a lot of lighter friends though that said they always wanted to be darker, or they'll be like, Tosh, you see I'm getting darker.
I've always thought Black is beautiful, always. And not to say light skin isn't. I just think that skin is just, it's like a Snickers. I want to eat it. I want to lick it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I think lighter skin isn't ugly or something like that. It's just not, I like what I like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even from I'm talking about for myself. I always wanted to be browner, chocolate, and I just think that it looks good. Melanated skin to me looks good, and light skin looks good too. But it's not. I don't think it looks as good to me.
Right.
That doesn't make somebody ugly or nothing like that. It's just everybody has a preference.
Right.
You know.
Somebody said also, especially in college, the coaches sometimes be telling the athletes that Black women gonna ruin their careers. They be putting the players on with sponsors, daughters that are white.
Yeah, I've heard about a lot of stuff like that,
That
and
really happens?
yeah. It is. It actually does happen. And you also have to just be careful of who you get information from. Like, why are you even listening to anybody that would tell you something like that?
Yeah.
Like, that's just weird to me,
Yeah.
But the men are naive. They come into the NFL thinking that it's really a family, that these organizations care about them and that they love them. No, the moment they can't use you, you gone.
Terrell
So
was trying to join the live. I hit accept. I don't know if he's getting it or not. Oh, it says he's unable to join.
Does he have to? Are you? Because he got to follow you. Tell him to follow you.
Oh, okay. Send me a request and then I'll come and go and accept it. Oh,
okay, yeah.
Is it working? Did he send a request?
I think he has to.
Oh, there we go.
Follow you. There you go.
Hi.
What up?
What up, my nigga?
What's good?
Where you at in the world?
I just got I'm up in here in Missouri.
What the hell you doing in Missouri?
My son's got a game tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he got a
did see
game tomorrow. So
that.
yes, I was I've been in Chattanooga all week for my college homecoming week, trying to get them pumped up, and then but my son got a game this weekend, so I had to come check him out.
So damn, I was gonna have you on the podcast, but since you're here, let's talk about it.
Oh
Let's Tosh get this off.
Oh man, I'm gonna be on the shade room tomorrow.
You'll be out.
Okay, period.
You'll be out. You've been on that before.
I know.
Okay, so
this ain't your first rodeo on the
Oh
shade
my God, they've been killing me, yo.
What I ain't been paying attention. What they been saying about you, T.O.?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, your girl alluded to it earlier. I mean, all the Black women, I mean, for whatever reason, they're upset. But I think you hit the nail on the head, is that a lot of these women are mad because they probably can't get with me, or I don't want them.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
At the end of the day, I try to carefully explain. I just did a live with Candace Anderson. She's a licensed psychotherapist and trauma expert. So we went live yesterday just to try to clear the air for some of these, and I hate to say it, some of these angry Black women, but that's how it seems. That's how it's coming off.
Call it how it is.
Yeah, but that's how it's coming off.
It's you.
Yeah, but I tried to carefully explain. But again, if you listen to my conversation with Chad, we were going live just like this. I basically just tried to share with Chad my experiences growing up, and my experiences growing up with dealing with Black girls in high school and even in college. And I follow that up to say that my experiences, that didn't deter me from dating other Black women or in pursuit of Black women. All they heard was that I don't date Black women because of my experiences growing up, and that I don't date Black women at all. But I never said that, and nor did I even I never even degraded Black women in that context in any way.
Well, the thing is, this is the thing, and I tell people all the time, like when I post clips from my podcast and stuff like that, if you don't watch the whole thing and you catch a clip, you caught up thinking you know everything about what was said.
Right.
And those are just clips, right? And also, what people don't seem to understand is you have to listen to other people's perspective. Like, you actually have to is the minute you hear something that you don't like, you're not even listening to nothing else. You mad. You mad. You done heard something you didn't like, and now you angry. Now you're responding just out of anger instead of actually like responding and listening to what was said and comprehending it all. It's
just being fake outraged.
Yeah, and a lot of these people with platforms, they're just, again, using what the Shade Room and the Jasmine brand, they're taking all these headlines and then they're going to their podcast or, you know, using that platform to go off on me and explain why. I mean, going all the way back to, you know, pulling pictures up from my childhood, things that have happened throughout the course of my career, I guess to support their
How they
position
feel.
of, right, and support, I guess, this notion that I don't date black women or I don't like black women for that matter.
Right.
And somebody in the comments said black women or darker skinned women share the similar experiences. And I've heard that too. I've heard a lot of dark
We
skinned
do,
women
but
that black men don't fuck with them. They rather have a light skinned girl or a white girl because people don't view them as beautiful because their skin is dark. Is that, do you think it was because, Gio, what do you think? Because I didn't watch the entire interview, but what do you really think the issue was as to why black women didn't fuck with you?
Are you talking about growing up
Growing
or?
up.
Well, that's what I explained it. I said because I was skinny, I was scrawny, I was dark skinned. I got teased for being dark skinned, black or whatever. But yeah, that was my experience. I mean, growing up, like I said, I remember there was this girl named Janine, and she was light skinned. So she liked me. She liked one of my other teammates. His name was Carl. And so when it came down to like almost like having to choose one or the other, he was light skinned, so she chose him. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the theme that I kind of encountered when I was liking, you know, liking a girl.
right.
So over time, I mean, it got to be as growing up. I mean, you go through things. So over time, it was kind of disheartening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when I went to college, one of my boys I went to high school with, we went to the same college. You know, handsome guy. All the girls liked him. You know, he got to college. He joined a fraternity. Some of the guys on our teammates, they end up joining the same fraternity. That whether it was they were either alphas or if they were either kappas or what have you. And so, you know, all of them, they're cliquish. So they would date either, you know, some of the deltas or the AKAs or what have you. So I'm like, man, you know, obviously the AKAs and the deltas, they were beautiful. So I tried to, you know, to holler at some of them. No action.
No
Wow.
black.
No action.
Nobody. So you trying to tell me no black women was trying to hop on that dick when you was in college?
Nah, I'm telling you, I mean, I was a late bloomer as far as my body and the maturation of what I look like now. That hadn't even
So
reached that point.
they started fucking with you when you got lit.
Yeah, when I got in the league, I probably like my after my first or second year in the league, obviously like I said, I
Because
started
you have
lifting weight.
black baby mamas.
I mean, I mentioned a lot of that in that interview, but again, some of these platforms like Shade Room or whatever, they put these headlines up and then they show clips of the conversation. So a lot of people, they gravitated to the headlines.
That they could personalize and get mad about.
Right, and then some of these people, I mean, they read the headlines, but then they went straight to the comments. And so they start piggybacking on what the comments were saying, not even listening to the entirety of the conversation.
Well, I know you like black women.
Well, I mean, again, a lot of what makes it so hard to deal with this is like you read the comments and they just really going in like they really know me. But I'm commenting. Trust me, I've been going back and forth, but I'm laughing at the same time. And a lot of people like, "Oh, you in your feelings," or "You're taking it personally," blah blah blah. Like I'm literally reading and I'm laughing because I'm stronger than that. I'm not gonna let comments like this break me for people that don't even know me.
Right.
Like I've
I
been going
actually
through
love
that.
that you were transparent about it, like being able to say that, because I feel like there's other darker black men in the sports world that went through that.
Right.
And they go through a lot of scrutiny on my blog because I run a sports gossip blog,
Right.
and my audience is female based. So I feel like a lot of men grew up with the same experiences as you, but they're not able to say it because of the comments. They can't handle it like you can.
Well, I've always been transparent. I mean, that's just how I am. I mean, I wear my emotions on my sleeve, but that doesn't take away from the manhood or the manliness of who I am.
Yeah.
Like if anybody run up, you gonna get dealt with one way or the other. I mean, regardless, nigga can shed some tears, whatever the case may be. We're all human.
Right.
But that don't mean I'm no sucker or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, I didn't even really think too much about it as we were discussing it. I mean, anybody that knows me, like Miko, know I'm an open book. You know what I
Right.
mean? And speaking of open book, like even when I've dated women, whatever race it may be, like I've always been somewhat on the field. I've been an extrovert, but ideally I'm an introvert. You know what I mean? I just have extroverted moments, and to the point to where I grew up. Like I said, I grew up raised by my grandmama and my mama, so I didn't, I guess I could say I was socially awkward a bit because I wasn't able to get out and interact with kids in the neighborhood. So obviously over time I saw how that affected me when I was able to get out. And
Someone asked, did you
socially.
ever have low self-esteem?
Yeah. I mentioned that.
Yeah,
I mentioned that
yeah,
in
he did.
the
Okay.
conversation with Chad that they picked up. Like,
Okay.
that affected me to where, like, I really at one point I was like, man, I felt like I was too ugly for any girl to like me, things of that nature. And then obviously people listening to that, they're thinking, oh, well, I'm thinking that way now as a grown man.
No, he don't.
Right, but that's what I was sharing with Chad what I went through as a kid, as a
Yeah.
teenager. You know what I mean? It's not so much now, but again, still sometimes there are times where I probably say like 5, maybe about 8, 10 years ago, there were times like when I was dating or I wanted to date somebody. Let's just go back to 2012 when I was dating somebody. I did still have those self-esteem issues because those girls that I was dating, they were beautiful. And I honestly thought, I'm like, man, I didn't really want to fully commit because I felt like I was going to get my feelings hurt or my heart broken because I felt like they were going to find somebody that looked better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that, again,
But we all
that's
have.
natural. But that's natural. Those are natural feelings. And then a lot of people that are making these comments, like, oh, I feel sorry for him. I feel sad for him. Well, that's sympathy, or that's empathy that you don't have. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy, because empathy, if you've been in my situation, you would totally understand that.
I've been there.
You know what I mean? But as far as somebody saying, "Oh, I feel sad for him," or "I feel sorry," I don't feel sorry for me because that was my experience. Whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, we all go through things. But that don't mean you have to feel bad or feel sad for me. It's just like how I have fun and how I grow from it.
Right. Facts. So I have a question. So do you feel like Black women are more difficult to deal with opposed to any other race of women?
Answer this is right, Tio. Don't go.
Don't get these
You have
people
to.
fake outrage now.
No. And I. This is
based on your experience. It's based on his
just
experience.
I would say Black guys or Black men in general, they would feel like more, I guess white women would be more tolerable because they feel like Black women are a bit more aggressive. That's not to say that we as Black males feel like, we're going to just run over white women or what have you, or we feel that, Black women are not going to tolerate certain things. It's just I think a difference in personalities that it's almost seemed like white women are more, I guess they give more grace to certain situations. You know what I mean? They're not as argumentative, you know what I mean? If you will.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, that's not a bad thing. I'm just giving you my take on really some of the conversations that I've had and things that I've heard.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's
We talking
because
about you. Like, do you feel like the white women you dated? That's what you're saying. The white women you dated were more tolerable because you eventually dated Black women, obviously.
Right.
But you feel like when you dated white women, they were more like submissive. They were more like.
Yeah, they're more apt. They don't make a mountain out of a molehill where something could be minor. They're more willing to discuss the situation, like I guess in a calm manner, versus aggressive.
do you think it's because of how we were raised? Like they were raised different than us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that may have something to do with
It
it.
absolutely does.
Right.
We Black women in general, we're the most abused. We're the left behind. Like we catch, even though Black men have, a lot of things that they have to deal with, but the Black woman is just, we have to be tough. We have to be strong. We have to wear the pants. We have to stand up for ourselves. We have, we have to do so many things. And then it seems like when we get in a relationship, regardless of who the relationship is with, we have to make sure we're not being violated or disrespected. Like we got to stand on shit. And I think that white women are just happy to be there.
Hold on, Miko. They getting on you now. They said all black women ain't aggressive.
No.
Right.
I'm
No,
talking about
and I agree.
myself.
And
I'm
and
talking
I
about
agree with that.
myself. I'm talking about the way I was raised, the way I was treated my whole life, just being black. I have had to, I got a fucking shield. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to put my shield up anytime I feel like somebody's trying me or disrespecting me. You're going to get the thorns. You're going to get the horns, you know? But if you grew up white and you didn't have to deal with all the things that black women have to deal with, you might be softer if your man, because your man, not just black men, any man being disrespectful or doing anything to you, you didn't have all the things that the black women dealt with growing up. So you might be able to take it in a different way because your life wasn't like that.
Right. And I think yeah, not all women, not all black women are aggressive. I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's how you handle certain situations. Like communication is key in pretty much any aspect of anything, whether it's personal, business, even in sports. If you got better communication on both sides, and you have a space to resolve conflict without it getting out of hand or it escalating into beyond just a normal conversation and then escalate into an argument, which obviously could escalate into something else or being, handsy or what have you. That's when you can find, I guess, a resolve for conflict. And I think when you think about, like I said, you're asking me, how do I think about what about black women, are they aggressive or this and that and the other? Again, those are some of the conversations that I've had where, again, black men tend to, feel like, okay, they don't want to deal with that because they don't know how to resolve conflict without it escalating, from something minor, just a discussion and going into something else.
Do you feel like black men did a better job to make black women feel safe as of like right now where the generation is? Like,
no, they're gonna say you generalizing no matter what, how you answer it. But go ahead, Tia.
I don't care.
Safe in what aspect?
Like in relationships, I feel like we're in I hate women like generation right now. Like the courting isn't going on, and the think pieces.
But I think that's I think with these dating platforms, these dating apps, that's made it tough. But again, I don't feel like that's an excuse as to what, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to find an answer for this. I think it's just really up to the, I guess, individual. I don't think it's a race thing as far as, are we as black males, making our black women safe.
Yeah.
Because I think if you grow up the right way, you're gonna protect your woman. No matter what
race she is,
no matter what color you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're raised the right way, you know what I mean, and you don't even have to be in a relationship with somebody, you're gonna protect, a woman.
I just want to tell you thank you for even just being able to stand on this and say this. Like, I feel like a lot of men, like Tosh said before, feel like this, and they would never say this.
Right.
Never come on and speak their truth about, things that they experience, because one, everyone's going to say you're generalizing and you're stereotyping and you're trying to make all black women didn't hate you, T.O. You just said that because you like white girls. Why don't you just come on out and say it? That's really what you blah, 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 blah. Like, it takes a real man to just talk about his experiences and then just deal with the backlash and the bullshit that you're going to get from your true experience.
Man, I mean, I grew up with a grandmama that grew up in the segregation era, and listening to her talk to her friends about, some of the things that we're going through this very day. you know, she basically told me, like, you know, people are gonna talk about you, you know, one way or the other. They're gonna talk to it whether you do something good. They're gonna talk about you whether you do something bad. I mean, still you hold your head up high and live your life. And that's pretty much, you know, how I've been. That's not to say that I don't have feelings, I don't have emotions, but I can allow that to affect how I live my everyday life. And again, I think when it comes to dating, we all have types and we have preferences. You know, that's what really goes into who we define and who we find as a partner. And that has no color barrier.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to allude to while I was in the conversation with Chad, is that, you know, we all at some point we have our types that we gravitate to or we like, but then as we get older, as I've gotten older, and even some of the people that are listening, you'll realize this: your outlook and your choice of mate changes. You know what I mean? Over time. You know, so I mean, I used to have a type,
Right.
but everybody wants somebody that's attractive. You know what I mean?
That
Nobody don't want anybody
find
that's ugly.
that you
And
find
that's it.
attractive. Cause I done seen some niggas with girls and they be like, oh, she a bad bitch. I'm like, well, I can't wait to meet your girl, and I see her and I be like, ooh. So it's really about preference, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's about
right,
what you think is fine. It's about what you think is sexy, what you think is tolerable,
Right.
what
right,
you want. And I don't
right.
think that people should like me personally. I don't date. I would never date a white man. I can honestly tell you that I would never. I have not seen a white man yet that I think that is attractive enough for my pussy to get wet. Not a one, T.O.
And I
I'm not
Not
talk
gonna lie.
to
White men
not
love dark women, but
not
that's just like,
now one have I seen. What is that? Does that make me something? Does that what is it's just my preference. I
right.
just see it. And that's nothing wrong with that.
well, can you guys? I guess can you guys answer this for me? Why
Yes.
is it that when black women date white men? Oh, sorry about that. Why is it then when black women date white men, that pretty much the black women they're in support of that. They
You
embrace.
want to know
Tell
why?
us about
Let me
like,
finish
what
my
Want to
let
know
question.
him
why?
finish his point. Go ahead,
Yeah.
get it
We
on.
Why
tried
do,
Hold,
with y'all.
hold on,
We
Tasha.
tried.
Sit your ass.
You know that white
Sit
man
your
was
ass.
our
Yeah.
last option. Ah!
Finish your question, T.O. Get it
uh,
off.
so why do women give each other a high five or kudos or you know all this
That's the point.
adulation when you guys, I guess, in a sense, kind of feel like the black women are leveling up when they date a white guy, and they could be a prominent white guy, or maybe it's that you guys are fed up, or you guys have exhausted all possibilities with black men. But then when we do
You
it,
say, and you
we don't get that same level of
he
grace or
has a
mercy.
point. He has
That's
a
and that's
point.
and
Because
that's
I
what
feel like when they get with the white girl, they taking the easy way out. We had to just kind of do like the white man was our last option. We love black men. I know for me
why all
personally,
these black men in America, and that's your last option.
I don't. I feel like okay. He
Really?
kind of caught me up. He kind of ate that
He,
one little thing, but I feel
he
like
jammed you up.
yeah, I feel like a lot of black men, especially I'm a millennial. I feel like it's the same nigga I'm getting in a different font. Like it's like back to back. The nigga, all the niggas is the same. Not saying I don't want to
You are.
generalize, but
You are, but it's okay.
I'm calling a
Take it
spade
from your,
a spade right now.
you
So
from
it's
your
like,
So
dang,
you're
like
saying you're
for
attracting
me
the
to
same
get, huh?
you're attracting the same type of guy?
I feel like
Oh,
Oh, she went stage
it's
exit stage left.
it's a different guy,
hey, Tasha,
but
he eating you up. He eating
he
you up right now. Come on.
is. But I
What
feel
is
like
this?
white
Bounce back.
women understand what I'm saying. Like you keep trying and trying and trying, like going through multiple, like your preference, which usually as a black woman is a black man, and you keep coming out empty-handed. Like I feel like black men make us jump through multiple hoops before they can even give us the bare minimum, and then you meet a white guy, he come and bring like just like how y'all say with white women, they
Well,
come submissive.
that's my point. That it's kind of like the same. Same
Hey, so you know
scenario.
what? You might. Okay.
It's kind
Okay. I
of the
think.
same
Okay.
scenario.
There's a light bulb going off. I'm understanding where you're coming from now. Okay.
So,
Wow. I
so
never
let me
thought
say
of it
this.
like that.
So let me say this. So that doesn't obviously relate to everyone, and we're speaking
Yeah.
about you in general. But so let's just give an example of a black woman marrying a white man, and you can't say that she chose the same type of man if she chose a white man who's not like the black man, right?
Right.
I think that, and this is just opinion, of course. I think the reason that women champion, not me, but women champion a black woman with a white man, because it's almost like we assume she has exhausted all options.
Yeah. You know what? You're right.
The last resort.
But then
We assume that. We don't
it's like that saying,
assume that with black men. We assume you want a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
right?
You see what I
But
mean?
right, but it's
That's
almost like it's so cliche. It's a saying that we use in football. The grass is not always greener on the other side.
mm-hmm.
So my point, going back to you, is like, okay, if you keep choosing, the same guys that you feel like you keep exhausting to the point that you're resorting to like the last thing to date a white guy. So is it all the black men that you're dating, or could that be something with you? Because all these men that you're dating, they can't be just all wrong.
Tosh,
Tio.
you have something to say?
What?
Yeah. Tio.
They what?
These black men, these niggas, and I mean niggas, they suck. They
Right, but they're not
ladies in the
choosing.
chat right now. Please tell me something.
Right, but they're not. They're not. They're
You're
You have to
choosing
choose them
them.
too. They're
He's
not just
saying you're
choosing you.
picking them.
Right.
Facts, but what is there to choose from?
I
Where is good
think
nigga
that there's
Owens
something
at?
there, Tosh. I think that there's something there. So you might have to, you know how you have your preferences. You might like I'm gonna give you an example. Like I said, when when I met Brent, most of the men I dated before him, I didn't know where they was at night.
Okay.
I got a
Yes.
whole
So I would think.
L. I got
Right.
a whole
So
that I'm picking niggas that's outside all the time and choosing them to be
Well,
my
I
king.
went through nerdy nigga. I went through trying the nerdy guy. I'm sorry, I keep saying the N word. I'm just a little hood. But I done tried the nerdy guy that stay at home. Dub. I feel like I'm going through all and they're all just
why aren't the nerdy guys working out? So what's going on with the nerdy guys?
intimidated by me in my career.
Well, I mean,
But
you have a gossip blog.
Yeah.
You
Theo.
might need to find you somebody that likes that about you. Like I think I'm an acquired taste.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think every man likes me.
Yeah.
So you have to find somebody that's okay with who you are, your job, your lifestyle, the way you choose to make money. All that stuff matters. And honestly, that's why I get mad at people talking about body counts and stuff like that. Like, you don't know what a woman went through trying to find her king.
Theo, do you care about body count?
Oh yeah, Tio, do you care about body counts?
ooh.
Be honest now.
Well, I think I don't. When it comes to that, it's not really the body count. I think it's the perception. Like, because somebody could have a lot of body counts, but you don't know much about them. But if you're out there and you're exposing yourself to where you got a lot of body counts, that's when it comes into play to, like, you got to carefully pick your poison. You know what I mean?
I think that people that like, okay,
Because we
so you could.
all have a
Oh my
past.
God, what does that mean? This live is moderated. What is it?
Oh, I just got one of my people to moderate the
Really?
live because I see somebody trying to dog me out in the.
Oh,
Right. No, but I think, yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
let me say this.
Okay.
I think that like men that are like that's a thing for them, like that's a thing. It gives insecure. You know what I mean? Like I can see if you like. First of all, I don't know why people would ask somebody their body count. First of all, they can lie.
Yeah, you
They
just asking. Yeah,
can lie. You're
right.
asking for a reason, right?
Right.
And that screams insecurity because, first of all, how do you know what the truth is?
Right.
How do you
Right.
I
know
feel so what more so matters, Miko, is like, is it someone that I could run into, like I have to coexist with? Type.
That's a different question.
Man, I mean, that could be anybody, anyway.
Not your best friends, your homies, your cousins, but I don't understand why like men say things like, man, if she fucked a nigga that played in the NFL, I don't want to fuck with her. Nigga, you know how many niggas is in the NFL?
Oh,
Right.
how about the three guys that got a baby in the NFL now by the same girl? I think is it Gino? Is it Josh Jacobs and somebody else? They got a baby by the same.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah, but I think I found out in the DM that girl lied. She was lying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got some test results.
The daddies?
Huh?
They not all the daddies?
Well, Geno Smith's girlfriend hit me up and was like, that's not true. And then, but I don't think she like showed me any valid information.
Man.
But
Sure,
Josh Jacobs actually saw the paternity test for it, didn't, you know, but you know how that goes.
I just feel like body count is a stupid question to ask somebody. And
Right,
niggas,
because we all have a past.
all the time that can't fuck. How you think she gonna learn how to fuck if she ain't fucked some niggas? How? You can't learn. You don't know how to suck dick that good till you suck quite a few of them. Like you gotta get some experience.
Well, I mean, unless you're just naturally talented.
There ain't no such thing as
Yeah, it is. Yes,
I think you could be naturally talented.
Get the fuck,
Yeah,
not the dick sucking I'm doing. That's not natural. No, that takes.
You must got. I mean, you must got a handbook. You must got Miko how to suck one.
Well,
Instructional DVD coming out.
I did used to teach my friends how to suck dick, for real. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I did. But I feel like sometimes, and the same thing, everybody don't like their dick sucked the same.
True.
No.
So
and there are differences in how white girls do it and black girls do it.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
But I think it's to your point. It comes with experience,
Right?
or just really not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Now, do the coochies feel the same, or are they different from a black woman?
What's that?
Do the coochies, black woman coochie and white girl coochie, do they feel the same?
I mean, if it's wet, it's wet. I mean,
Right.
I don't think there's really
Okay.
I don't think there's really I mean, obviously there are differences, but
How's
I mean,
the dick sucking different then? How's a white girl?
some just don't know how to do it. I mean, it could be like some are just like really aggressive, bitey, like really. Yeah.
That's why she need more dicks in her mouth to learn. You know what I'm saying? You just proved my point.
But what if, okay, so could you date a girl that's not that experienced?
That's been a turnoff. That has been a turnoff.
Boom.
If it doesn't improve, that's a turnoff.
So if she can follow directions, it's okay though.
Right. But I think over time, and that comes with being in a relationship, courting and dating, like getting to know each other, and then just the communication. Like I said, communication goes a long way in a relationship, and that's with everything.
It's like navigation. You give them a roadmap.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're receptive, if both parties are being receptive to the information and it's being carried out, then you progress from there.
So said so he want a woman with bodies.
No. See, what did I say?
More experience.
How did they interpret or gather that from what we said? But again, that goes to the headlines of the conversation with me and Chad. Like I told, like in my post, in my caption, listening is a skill. You have to listen to what somebody says. I gave an example. I gave an example to Candace, the licensed therapist. I gave her an example. If just say we were talking about, a girl that's overweight and she needs to lose weight, and I say, oh, she needs to go on a diet, she needs to lose weight, she needs to do this. Somebody would take from that statement that I said she's fat, but I never said that.
She's just not healthy, in your opinion.
Right, and there are things that she needs to do to, obviously, if she wants to lose weight, to do that. But I'm not saying, oh, girl, you're fat. I mean, optics are one thing. We have to be realistic, and we have to understand, and that person has to know who I'm speaking to or talking about, that she knows that she's overweight as well.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody listening, they're like, "Oh, T.O. called that girl fat."
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I said, because fat sounds degrading.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also nonverbal communication in sex. You know what I'm saying? For example, like, this might come off a little weird, but like sometimes people can navigate you without speaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like, if you not going low enough with your tongue while you eat my pussy, I might
That body, yeah, either body language
I
or
scoot
any of
down a
that.
little further, toot it up
Ah,
a little higher, boom,
you
boom.
wow.
It's all kind of ways.
Real wild.
It's all kind of ways you communicate. But if you've never experienced that, if no man never did that, you don't even know why he's doing that. You
Right
thinking like,
now,
why he's scooting down?
there,
He want me to lick the gooch? Like, I
there is,
don't know. You know
yeah,
what to do?
there is something. There is natural chemistry with
Yeah, yeah,
individuals,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and I've experienced that too. And then I've been in, like I said, situations where it just kind of felt awkward or felt forced or just felt uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, what do you do if you don't really know somebody that well right off? It's like, okay, how do you communicate to them or with them to where, they're not offended
Right.
or it makes them uncomfortable?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How,
man.
how do
It's
y'all
very
feel
knowledgeable.
about this new phase? I feel like a lot of men are like getting into liking their ass eaten. Like, how do you guys feel about
That is not new, first of all.
It's not.
Oh,
No.
I feel like it's being
snap.
talked about so much.
Theo the
Like,
grand
women enjoy eating ass now, and I'm like,
well,
as if sucking wasn't already a lot.
well, I will say this. My man has never caught on. I tried it twice. The first time he kind of snatched me up, and the second time I thought he was gonna swing on me. So I never tried it again. He's like, "Why the fuck you keep trying to lick my booty?" Oh, da, da, da. And I was like, I thought everybody was doing. I thought everybody was, and he was just like, no, everybody.
That nigga's like, no, I ain't everybody.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of men like getting a salad tossed now. Like,
Right.
I don't know what the problem is. I think sex
Yeah,
is
I haven't.
sex. Whatever you're doing with a woman is heterosexual sex.
Right.
Now, I have heard from friends about niggas wanting to take a 12-inch strap on in their ass, and that can kind of make you feel away, but I still feel like sex with a woman is sex with a woman.
I feel like that's taking it a little too far. I'm not gonna lie, if we want to be honest.
Yeah.
What's that?
The
I
pegging.
have a friend
Pegging.
whose man likes to get strapped. What do you think about that? Like, strap on.
I don't know. I don't really know about that. I'm not gonna go into that because, yeah, that's not something I feel like I'm
You're not knowledgeable.
I'm willing to explore by any means.
Right. And that's okay.
I think that men are becoming more sexually open. I think that a lot of men are figuring out that there's other ways to get an orgasm. A lot of men are struggling to get an orgasm because of diet and all kind of things. So they're willing to try other shit to get a nut.
You know what, Miko? You got a point.
I'm dead serious. They are. They open to all kind of shit.
Yeah,
They done tried to.
yeah.
They done
I'm sure
tried
there's
before.
other ways
Now
to do it, but I ain't going that route.
they want everything.
It's that honey pack. Stay off that
The
honey pack. And
prostate is in the G spot. If you
The
look,
honey pack.
yeah, you know about the honey pack?
What's the honey packs?
Explain it to him, Miko.
play that. Theo got here fucking. Okay. So Theo, there's this thing, like, imagine like a packet of ketchup, mustard, mayo. You know, you get those little packets, so they have honey, and inside of there is also drugs to make your dick hard and stay erect longer so you don't come fast. You can get this shit in like gas stations, 7-Eleven.
Oh, so okay, so like a
Girls take it too, though, Miko, right?
really?
Yeah.
So what is that? So how does that work for? I can understand how it works for a guy. So it's almost like a liquid form or a syrupy or a honey version of Viagra or what have you. But explain to me what does that do for a female? That's what, because I've seen some of this stuff. Because I've walked in a couple of sex stores and I've seen that. But what does that do for a female?
Tasha, have you ever tried
No.
it?
Oh, I just seen like friends try it. I think it makes them like really horny, or it makes you be able to go longer.
What you mean by go longer? A woman
Yeah,
go longer?
for a female.
I don't know. I'm not going.
Well, what we asking you, Miko, because you seem like you're the
Yeah,
more
I'm
experienced
kind
one
of
here.
expert.
something I've never experienced, and I don't know any women that have taken it.
I know some in our friend group, but I
Well,
don't know
yeah,
if they're in
we
here.
need to. Yeah, I guess we need to hear
What
from
else
somebody.
they said, Tosh?
Where is Reese? Let's get Reese.
Girl, why is you saying her government name in here?
I'm sure she probably don't care. Hold on, let me see.
I think that what it might do is just make them hornier. Like, it's all I can think about, because it's
But I think women, it just seems like women would be
it can't
naturally
make your pussy wet. It can't.
right. I think I would assume.
Somebody said they get super wet.
Oh, okay. I thought so, but I didn't want to say.
But I think isn't that like a isn't that like a natural thing, whether how wet you get or not?
I think, well, for me, like my wetness is determined in like foreplay, and that doesn't mean like actual sex. Like foreplay for me might be washing the dishes after I cook.
Really, washing some dishes.
Well, when I see my nigga washing dishes, I be like, I'm about to suck his booty, his balls through his booty hole. Like shit like that turns me on. You know, it's just whatever you get aroused. And so in foreplay, if I don't get foreplay, ain't no way you finna get no wet pussy. Ain't no way. I just don't work like that. And every woman is different.
Yeah.
Like I require some form of foreplay, whether it's washing the dishes, rubbing my feet. I like to get my booty rubbed like counterclockwise, you know, in the bed. Little stuff like that. That's how I get wet. I couldn't imagine eating that honey and nothing's done to me to stimulate me and I'm wet. I don't get it.
So you wouldn't try it?
I don't need it. Pussy wet.
Touche. Touche.
I don't need
Right. I think it will come with just the chemistry or the anticipation or just stimulation.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like courting women? Is that still a thing for you, or you threw out?
That's one of the things that I also that was in the conversation. I don't know. No, that was yesterday when we addressed it. I was on the live with Candace, and I think she asked me that. And I think for me, I want to find somebody, because I'm not wanting to just jump into a relationship.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of relationships go wrong, because people are physically attracted to each other and they go to the sex like right away.
Right.
But if you don't, I guess, carefully, I guess, ease into it, then it could really just get out of hand, because everything is just physical, and then there's really no substance. You don't have anything to fall back on. So I'm all about establishing the friendship first, and then having that organically transition into more. Because I think if you're dating somebody, unless you're just talking to somebody, you're dealing with somebody, and you're just open as to what it is that you guys are doing from the onset, and be like, oh, we just fucking, or we just messing around. But if it's something where you're in pursuit of possibly more, then there's the communication part. You got to let each other know, understand like what you guys are doing.
Right.
But I think ideally, especially women anyway, they want to be in relationships.
Right.
Unless, again, you have a female that's just, they ain't really tripping on a relationship. They just want some companionship or a situationship. But now I think where I am, it's like I want to be in a relationship to where it starts we start as friends, it builds into a friendship, we communicate, understand each other, and then have that grow into ultimately what we want, which is a stable relationship at the end of the day. And then that will lead into marriage.
How long do you ideally wait? Like, you think that like you should wait before you get intimate with somebody?
Oh, that's That just depends on the chemistry of the two people. And then again, it all boils down to communication. It's like, okay, if you guys really want to get to know each other, and you know, if it happens, it happens. But if you guys set some boundaries or some